Welcome back to another edition of The Gospel of Your Mind. In this very exciting edition, we're going to talk about some information for business, how to really keep the human in business, and we're also going to talk about using your voice. All of that and more is included in this edition of The Gospel of Your Mind. One of the things I had to learn when I really began to own my coaching practice was learning how to use my voice. You know, that voice, that thing that was inside me, and to not tell myself those stories that it's always, too much or too scary or someone's going to judge me or something like that. The first thing, number one, this is a message for all you coaches out there who are starting out. Don't worry about what people are going to think. The only time someone's going to judge you is if you don't do something, yet behind the scenes you're telling people to go do this, go do that. And here's the thing. Here's some real absolute honesty here. I did that. I would tell people, get on social media, start making your YouTube channel, go build content. And in some ways, I was a little bit of a hypocrite because of this, because I wasn't using my voice. I wasn't getting myself out there in the manner that I was telling all those other people to do. Here's what's really great. When I stopped doing that, when I actually went out and started using my voice, at first it was scary as fuck. It's like, oh my God, yeah, don't post on LinkedIn because hell, that shit's gonna be judged. People are gonna see you. What do you know about that? I took control of that gospel of my mind, of what was going on in my mind. I said, shut up, give me a better story that's actually gonna serve me. I did that and things began to change. It didn't happen like that. It didn't happen overnight. It took me a little while to get that going. And when I actually started getting out there, guess what? It got easier and easier and easier. I had to practice. I had to get lots of stuff out there. I had to do many takes over and over and over. Hey, I can do this pretty fluently now. You'll notice as you watch these videos, there's not too many cuts. And that's because I'm just owning my voice. I'm taking that voice that's inside me and I'm getting it out there. If you know that you need to be heard, if you've got that message, if you've been shying away, maybe take this as that opportunity for you to get out there right now and share your voice. Absolutely own your voice and trust in yourself. That's my secret behind this. A lot of people say, Jamie, how can you do this so much? How is it so easy for you just to get out there? Oh my God, it's easy to speak. Well, number one, I had to start. Number one, I had to get out there and start doing this. And yeah, it was uncomfortable as fuck. It was absolutely uncomfortable. But one turned into two, turned into three, turned into four, turned into a whole bunch. The number one key thing I had to do was, first of all, get out there and really own that voice. Did I screw up? Do I probably talk too fast? Yeah, maybe so. But guess what? I'm not worried about that. I'm not allowing those thoughts to command my mind, to command my gospel. I'm saying that what you've got to share is exactly what people need to hear. If you're that coach, if you're starting out, if you're aspiring to get out there, get your voice heard. Share that beautiful voice out there and start, even if it's just a 1-minute clip. A 2-minute clip, whatever it is. Am I expecting you to create long-form YouTube video, a whole amazing freaking 2-hour documentary? No, we're not looking for that. But if all you did was simply take a couple minutes, get someone out there with you, get someone out there to film you. I've got someone filming for me here right now. Find a friend, find a child, find someone that can help you go do this stuff, and then start practicing your voice. Start practicing getting your voice out there. Start using it to get your message out there. Because if you don't, if you hold that back, I'm going to lay something on you right now and maybe, hey, pack your bags because you're going on a guilt trip. Maybe that's what's happening. But I'll tell you what, if you don't use your voice and you don't get it out there, who's missing out? Who's missing out on that message that you've got to share? So many people, they want to grow their business. They want to grow whatever it is they've got. And it's like, oh no, but I can't get out there, right? I just want to magically have it happen overnight. The shit doesn't happen overnight. Even when you are out there, even when you are using your voice. The key here is get yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. Learn to love that place of uncomfortability. Isn't that an interesting word? Uncomfortability. But get out of that place. Get out of that place where everything's easy and simple and safe. Go do something that scares the shit out of you a little bit by using your voice, by getting yourself out there, because that's what's going to help you grow. You've all got amazing knowledge in your head. I've had some clients that have gone and learned and learned and learned and learned and learned, and they continue to learn. I'm all about the learning, but at some place, at some time, it's got to change to actually taking that knowledge that's all up there and putting it into practice. That's you owning your voice. That's you getting your voice out there so that you can help someone else with the knowledge you have. My belief, what sticks up in my head, I have the belief that any knowledge that I've got up there is knowledge that's meant to be shared. It's not something that I'm just going to hold on to and do fuck all with. No, I want to get that knowledge out there. It's why I created programs. It's why I created courses. It's why I created my very own achievement method. And I'm going to talk to you about that in another segment here. But really at this point here, it's about owning your voice. Take command of it. Use what you've got. It doesn't have to be perfect. Forget about perfection. Just because you think it's perfect, I might think it's a pile of shit. And likewise, you might think my stuff's a pile of shit. With that knowledge, just with that one key piece right there, remember, we can't have such a thing as perfection. What we can have, though, is effort. We can have forward momentum. Most importantly, we can have you owning your voice, getting that out there by simply sharing it with others. Holding it in serves no one. If that's all you take away from this segment, if that's all you take away from this piece is the fact that by you holding in that voice, you're not serving anything, I hope that makes you uncomfortable. If you're one of those people out there that's been waiting to get that voice out there, that's been holding back because it's not the right time, it's not the right place, maybe you're using COVID as the excuse. Hey, here I am, I'm cranking stuff out in COVID. Take the action. Right? Really take the action and be brave. Brave is a mindset. You can own that mindset, right? Again, another tool that I've got in one of my other programs, the dimensions of state management. Man, it talks about creating whatever state you need. If it's a state of confidence, a state of certainty, a mindset of confidence, a mindset of certainty, I've got that covered in there. Do this. Practice. Get out there. You don't have to have $1,000, $10,000 worth of fancy audio equipment. You don't have to have the best of anything. All you do have to do, though, is get your voice out there. Here's the process. I want to give you a process for actually getting your voice out there. Number one, do a brain dump of all the things that you could talk about. Any ideas, anything that you've learned, right? It doesn't matter, what it is. If it's something that you're excited about, if it's something that you've learned, that you got excited about learning that, take that as a sign. Trust me, you're not that unique, right? We all like to think of ourselves as these totally unique people. Guess what? If you've gone and researched it, chances are someone out there in this great big 7 billion person planet has also done the same thing. Take that little piece of knowledge, brain dump it, get everything out onto some sort of piece of paper. Number two, start to think of some scenarios in which you can use it. Is there a personal story? Have you done something that related to you that called you to do that? People relate with stories. Stories are beautiful. Find that story for you so that you can, number one, take one of those pieces that you've brain dumped on this page, and then number two, make it relatable to a story. The last thing, get out there and record. 3 simple steps. I don't want to overwhelm you, right? It's easy, it's simple, and I want you to believe that. I absolutely do. Do the brain dump. Come up with the story that relates to that particular item that you're going to speak about, and then go and speak about it. If you take 100 takes, celebrate the shit out of that. That's awesome. Why? Because you're taking the action. Get your voice out there. Your voice has to be heard. Holding back helps no one. I want to bring this into business here right now, and I want to make something really valuable for all you business owners. I want to give you the ultimate hack, the ultimate way to get all the clients that you could ever want. And I'm going to give it to you here right now. How do you get all the clients that you could ever want? How do you retain all the clients that you could ever want? You must, absolutely must, keep the humanity in business. Let me explain what I mean about that. The process of sales is a very human process. It's about interaction. It's not just about the push, 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 the Jordan Belfort closes out of there. Jordan, I love you, brother. Your closes are kind of hard, and hey, it worked for you. I get that. But the fact of the matter is this: if we want long-lasting, long-retained customers, if we want long-lasting and long-retained employees, we absolutely have to keep the human in our business. We've got to connect. We've got to recognize what's really impactful to people. People have needs. They have needs that absolutely must be met. And one of those needs, of course, we know we all need certainty. We need to have the safety, the security around us, a house over our head, a roof over our head. We need to have food. We need to have paychecks. We need to have all those sort of things. And that's one of the most very basic needs. One of those other needs, though, a need that I think all of us as entrepreneurs, as business owners could do so much better at, is the need of significance. Right? The need of significance followed very closely by the need of contribution. But let me talk about significance for a minute. You as an employee, you as someone that would work for yourself, I would ask you the question, I would challenge you, do you feel like you're valued? If you're an employee of your company, of what you're doing, would you feel as though you're valued? If you can't answer yes, then that's an awesome opportunity for you to make a change, for you to recognize what's missing. Okay, if you're not feeling valued, if you would say that you don't feel valued as an employee of that company, what would you have to do to change it? What could you do? And I'm not talking money, because one thing I learned, carrot and stick doesn't work. Or if it does work, it'll only work for a very short period of time. The idea of bonuses, of all that, sure, we'd like to make more money, but I'll tell you what, that's not a lasting proposition. What is a lasting proposition is when we show people how significant they are, when we show people continuously, constantly, how much value they are to the business, of how important they are to us, everything changes. That is an absolute epic game changer. Show them their value. Show them what they're doing. How do we do it? We want to do it publicly. We want to let everyone else know as well, because I'll tell you what, even if I'm one of those people that's, oh, thank you, I'm a little bit shy, I'll tell you what, shyness or anything there, I'm going to feel great inside. This is what it's about. It's about making the people that you either work with or your customers feel really great about themselves. Don't make it all just about numbers. Don't make it all just about sales. Don't make it all about the push, push, push. Do more, do more, do more. Hey, we've all got to improve. We've all got to do better in our business. There's no question about that. But that's not the key answer here. There's so much more. And that more is really recognizing your people, your clients, your staff, your employees, your contractors. Really recognizing them for who they are. Are your metrics based solely on the amount of sales? On the amount of referrals? How much weight do you put on to that contractor's, that employee's level of satisfaction that they're gaining from their clients? Right? We might have some stuff out there. If you're one of those business owners, right? And I've worked for some of those business owners. I've worked with some of those business owners where they put all their weighting on the amount of sales. I'm sorry, you're fucked up. You're doing it wrong. You've got that shit backwards. What's the real rating? Is the fucking level of satisfaction that your clients have with your people, your employees, your contractors, and all that. Because let's face it, if we don't have customers, if we don't have that satisfaction, if we're not seeing that connection being made, we're fucking ourselves up. And you will fuck your business up. You will see your doors close. Because I'll tell you what, a sale that's made from a place of pressure, a sale that's made from a place of push, 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 yeah, get it done, get it done, get it done. We might get the sale. And I mean, let's face it, there's so many companies out there that they've got these bulletproof contracts that, hey, if you think you can cancel once you got that sale, it's going to cost you a 50% fee and this and that. That's just bullshit. That's absolute, complete bullshit. The key here is to really look at your people and reward them publicly for the amazing things that they're doing. Really call it out, recognize the things that are important. I'll tell you right now, yeah, we all want sales. I'm not going to take away from that. I'm not ever going to take away from that. But I'll tell you what really counts, and I'll tell you what's really important. What's really important is the level of satisfaction that you have with your people, the connection, the interaction with them, and if you're a customer-facing business, if you're a customer-facing service, the connection that your employees, your contractors, your staff, whoever they are, have with those external customers. Take a look at that. Really check into that. Find out what's really working there and find a way to amplify that. Make it about really truly make it about the connection. Make it about those customers. Make it about what the customers are saying. There's something really big there about keeping the human in the business, about really humanizing business. When all we hear is automation and this and that, hey, I'm a big believer in automation. I just set up an automated email chain the other day. I love automation. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to that place of keeping my people happy, keeping the contractors that I work with, keeping the staff that I work with or anything like that, or even other businesses that I work with, for me, it's always going to come back to that relationship aspect. I'm not going to judge them on sales. I'm not going to judge them on that. Where I'm really going to judge them on is that level of satisfaction. This ties in beautifully to my story about why I signed up with Kerwin-Rae. And you guys got to hear this. It's really important. I've shared this story a couple times, but I really want to catch it in here because it's big. I was down in Australia last August. I saw Kerwin-Rae step onto Success Resources stage. He came out and this man shared. There's some of the big guys out there, they say, yeah, it's like drinking from a fire hose. With Kerwin-Rae, it's like drinking straight from the hydrant. There's not even time for a hose because he's giving that much value. But see, what he did is he kept the human in the business because he made it about us. He served us. He made us feel important, he made us feel significant, and he gave a disproportionate amount of value directly to us. That's what did it for me. I was at the place of looking like, my God, how can I find a ticket back down to Sydney, Australia to attend his program? It was going to cost, I don't know, $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, whatever it was, and I was committed. I was absolutely committed. Thank goodness that Corona came along, because what happened is Kern was ahead of the curve. He was ahead of the curve. He recognized what was going to happen back in January. Kudos, brother. Kudos. That's absolutely amazing, absolutely outstanding. And I want to give you another shout out too for putting the digital program on when so many of the big boys out there are canceling their events. They're stopping their events doing this. You guys went ahead and did it. That really says something about your ingenuity, what's important to you, and making sure most of all that you're serving your people. Way to go, Kerwin-Rae and Company. Absolutely outstanding. But coming back to the point of why I signed up, and I signed up for Nail It and Scale It, the program blew my mind, just absolutely insane. But what made it happen like that was the humanization of everything. There's Kerwin. He's not sticking people out there that are doing all the work for him. He's the man. He's the person that's sharing the insights, the mindset, the technology, all that stuff. He's given it. Sure, a couple times he had his staff come on, his people that really knew the intricacies of the process to get really tight to show us every single detail. But he was the man that led the whole process through. That really showed me something. That really showed me something about what it means to step up and serve and deliver and really drink from that hydrant. He made us important. He made us special. And because of that, that's why I'm such a fucking raving fan about his stuff. It's insane the value he gave out simply by making it a human process, by keeping the human in all of it, by recognizing what we needed as not just customers, right? When I went to this program, yeah, I thought maybe, okay, I'm going to be a customer. That's great. But when I came out of it, I recognized that I was so much more than a customer. I'm family. I am heard. And that's absolutely what's amazing. You come out of there on a whole different level. Of course, I now belong to his graduate group, and you can only get in there by signing up for his program and completing the program. But I'm telling you straight up, I have belonged to, I don't know how many hundreds of different groups, all the big names. I've never, ever been in a group like Kerwin-Rae's. This is fucking outstanding. The level of people, the level of accountability is through the roof. Why? Because it's very human. There's so much connection. There's so much support. I've never seen support like this. I have never seen support like this, and I'm in some of the biggest groups out there with some of the biggest names of people. I've never seen support like this. I've never seen so much forward momentum. It's absolutely outstanding because he keeps the human in business. Because he makes it relevant and because he makes us feel, he truly lets us feel and lets us know just how important we are. Think about that for your business. How could that change things for you? If you simply took more time to recognize your people, more time to publicly reward them, and I'm not talking monetary rewards, I'm talking about having that meeting, calling them out in a good way, and letting them know how fucking great they did. When's the last time you did that? When's the last time, well, Corona aside, I realize we can't have the huddles and all that, but when's the last time you sat down, you pulled the team together, and you publicly shared some of the fucking amazingness that your people did? What do you think would happen if you did that? I got a pretty good idea. I'm not going to give you the answer. I want you to go ahead and think about it. Keep the human in business. Keep it humanized. Make sure that we're doing it for all the right reasons, not just the monetary one. Because I'll tell you what, if we're chasing money, if we're needy for money, that fucking money is going to want to run away. Think about that. A needy person, what does a needy person do? You got someone needy in your life? You got someone needy. You want to get the fuck away from them as soon as possible. You want to fucking run. Money's the same way. If you're fucking needy for that money, if you're scared for the money, you're chasing that money all the time, and it's like that money looks at you, it sees you, it's like, fuck, there's that needy person, I gotta get the hell out of here. If that's what's going on, you gotta stop that shit. Yes, we're all about growing our business, but we can do it from a very human aspect, and it will grow way the fuck faster than you ever thought was possible.